We want to solve using calculator, and thank you for watching. Those of you that are returning viewers and those of you that are just encountering this channel for the first time, you are highly welcome. We want to solve problem using what? fx991ax plus, using calculator, how to find limit of polynomial function. Now, if you look at the first question there, it said given f of x equal to square root of what? 5x plus 1, find the limit of f of x plus h minus f of x divided by what? H. As h tends to what? 0. Now, we know in the calculator we don't have h. So, probably we are going to use our h to as what? As y. We have y in this calculator, but we don't have h. So, what they are telling us is that we are going to find what? F of x plus h, which is equal to what? Square root of what? Of 5 into bracket what? Anywhere you see x, you put what? S plus h. S plus h plus 1, which will give us what? Square root of what? 5x plus what? 5h plus 1. So that's what I want to use. Now that is for this. But in place of h, I'll be using y. So I'll be using a variable y in our calculator. So in this case now, I'll put this here. This is f of x. This particular one is f of x. I'll put it here. Then in place of h, I'll put y. Let's start. Now, how do you start? By using calculator. Ensure your calculator is properly set. You press your what? Your under the calculator, under the calc, you have what? Fraction. Press square root of 5. Now to bring out x, you have to press alpha, close the bracket, x plus what? Then because we want to represent this now, which is equal to this. We don't have h in our calculator, so probably I will represent that with y, alpha xd plus what? 1. Plus 1, okay, minus. So I'll have minus, sorry, you have to space it so that the minus will not be in that inside the root. So minus square root of what? Then f of x is what? 5 alpha x plus 1, sorry for that. Then in place of h also, we are going to put our what? We shift it forward so that I can come down to the denominator. So in place of h, I'm using it as what? Y. So to bring y and x out, you press alpha, close bracket for x, alpha s d as y. Now, we have input all the parameters. So this one is for x, f of x plus h, while this is for what? F of x, which is part of it. Now, as we now want, they said as h tends to 0. Now we know that our option, look at our option, they are all in form of x, and there's no way calculator will bring it out. Scratch calculator will bring x out. So let us assign a value for x, which we are going to use to test our option. Let's assign a value. Let's say press to show your x out, you press calc. Now let us assign 1 to the x. Let's pay 1. Okay. Then y now is the h itself. So they said as h tends to 0, as y tends to 0, what I want to use. So what is the value? When it says tends to 0, it means that it's approaching 0. And if it's approaching 0, it's approaching 0 from the negative aspect of number line, which is, I'm going to take it as what? Minus 0.00001. You can stop like that, it's okay. So you are going to have it as what? 1.0. Let me just write it out. I'm having what? 1.02. You can see it from the calculator. 02 what? You got the value? 622. Now, this is what I want to have. Don't forget that we are choosing our x. Our x was, well, when we use it, we assume x to be equal to 1. So we are now going to check the option by putting s equal to 1 in all these options because it's our answer. Now, anyone that gives us this particular value is our answer. So I will check option A. I will use what? 5 2 square root 5 times 1. I'm replacing 1. I know I make my x1 plus what? 1. So that will give us exactly the answer we got. If you check others, see what? Square root of what? 3. That is option A. Is looking like easy. In fact, it's not looking like easy answer. Option B is what? Let's see option B. Because if finds 1 minus what? 1. Okay, this is 0.75. If you check other answer, you see that they cannot give you that exact answer. So the answer to that question is what? A, from our CAC. Now let's go to question 2. Let's go to question 2. Now in solving question 2, this is evaluate what? Open bracket 1 divided by x minus 2 minus 4 divided by x squared minus 4. So that is what we want to solve now. So as limit of x tends to 2. So you start by using our calculator. We press what? Under the calc you see a fraction. Press 1 divided by what? You press what? Alpha. Then close bracket to bring out x minus 2. Then shift it forward. Then minus 4, which is this one. You see 4 is here. Then what next? Alpha what? S squared. That means, sorry, let's bring it down. Okay. Alpha what? Close bracket when square it minus 4. Okay, we are supposed to close bracket, but nevertheless, open and close it. Now we have produced the exact function, but they now say as what? S tends to 2. So in that case, in tending to 2 is not exactly 2. So you press calc to bring S out. As S tends to 2, we can use 1.99. It's okay. You can press, this is approximately 2. It's approaching 2 actually, not 2. So what will be our value? So 0.25. Now you now check all the options. Which one will give you? You have option A as 1/4, B as what? 3/2, C 1/2, and D 5/2, and E none of the above. So 1/4 is about 0.25. So A should be the answer. B is what? 3/2, 1.5. C is what? 1/2, which is what? 0.5. D is what? 5/2, which is 2.5. So E is the answer. Is none of the above rather, which is not the answer. So our answer is A, as the case may be for number 2. Let's move to question number 3 quickly. So question number 3 is evaluate square root of x plus 3 minus square root of 3 divided by what? X. As x approach what? 0, tends to 0. That is number 3 for us. Now let us solve this number 3. In solving number 3 now, we have to what? Remove what we have done, and you put your fractional what symbol there. Then square root of what? You are going to input this one. Alpha what? X plus 3 minus shift forward minus square root of 3. Then to bring what? X out, got X here. Press what? Alpha what? Okay, bring it down, sorry. Alpha X. So we have input the value exactly what we have here. Look at it here. Very clear now. Now, I haven't done that. You now press what? Calc. Look at it. Press calc. I haven't done that. You have to assign a value. Since X is approaching 0, you can press minus 0.0001. It's okay. It's approaching 0. That means from the negative side. So we are going to use that. So what will now be our answer? Oh, that is about let's write it down. 0.28867. Now we check all the options. Option A says what? 1/√2, 1/2 root 3. B says 2 root 3. C says root 3. D says 1/√3. And he said they are none of the above. Okay, let us actually confirm this our answer that we have gotten by what? Checking all the options. You have written it down, then you check because they are in short form. So 1, bring it down to root 3, and we'll be having root 3 over 6, which is actually 0.28867, which is exactly what we have got. So this is the answer A. So you don't need to check others. You can check others by pressing. If you are watching this video, I believe you are having a nice time with me. Now we are going to solve the last question for this section, part 1. Now what I want to do simply is very easy. So what I'm going to do now is to do the same. Remove this, then press what? We have s squared plus x minus 12. We have alpha close bracket square plus what? Alpha x close bracket minus 12. Bring it down by shifting it forward. We have what? X minus 3. We have alpha close bracket minus 3. So you what? Calc it to what? Give your x a value. X approaches 3. Look at it here. And if it's approaching 3, what are we going to choose as our value? We take something very close to 3, which is about 2.9. Let's assign 2.99. Okay, it's okay. So that. What do you have? Okay, we are going to have 6.7 or 6.99, which is approximately 7. Okay, we have 1 over 6 option A, 6 option B, 12 option C, and 1 over 3 option D. So E is the answer, none of the above. So I will go for E. Look at what I'm saying. A is 1 over 6, B 6, C 12, and D is what? D is what? 1 over 3. So the answer is none of the above. So we will go for the none of the above because that is the answer. Because looking at what we get from our calculator is approximately 7. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.